Okay, the final high impact news time of this week is in 50 seconds. Welcome everyone. Woo! I gotta get a haircut, yo. Sorry for that. Welcome everyone. Good to have you here. I will put on my recognizable Koens cap so you actually know who's streaming. But today, let me stop the music. We have some high impact news. It is the final news related event this week here, Friday, 2:30 p.m., which is coming up in a couple of seconds. So be prepared, as the volatility for one more time this week might appear and be visible on the chart. We just took the high at 102.7k and 3, 2, 1, go. So let's see if anything happens now. We already had great volatility. So now it is 2:30 p.m. Central European time. And I don't have experience with this, but it's in the list of high impact news. Tradingeconomics.com is what I always use. Let me refresh and see if anything happened. For the ones that know about the news and stuff, like, you guys probably have a better idea what this means and what the impact may be for Bitcoin, if it's bullish, bearish, I don't know. I just analyze the chart and trade the technicals, but some of you will have great experience with the fundamental stuff as well. So inform us with your wisdom. Not really high impact. I don't think this has any impact on crypto. Okay. Oh, well, it's unfortunate. It's in my list, but yeah, Smoko, welcome. Okay, what's up, everyone? Sleep well. Welcome to Diamond. Yeah, welcome. You probably filled in the form, so we will get you sorted very soon. But welcome to the team. Welcome to the squad, and we'll get you sorted. Welcome, man. Welcome to Diamond, top step. Mr. Young, the Mahala Workshop, welcome from Bosnia, Philippines. Power Meet, Mr. Amit, welcome. From France, south of France here, of course. Mr. Moo POV, welcome. Also Power Meet, by the way. Happy New Year to yourself as well. We're actually late saying that. I'm not even sure if officially it's still allowed. But hey, who cares? Dave the Sage, welcome. Mort, Rahul, Kevin, Gillian, Sibel. What's up, Sibel? How you doing? Vishnu. Yeah, let's see. If Bitcoin is gonna grind as slow as it does during this hour, then yeah, we will probably have a look at some other stuff than Bitcoin. Murad, I'm going to the barber tomorrow though, but I'm actually not going to the barber for a haircut. I'm going to the barber for a beard cut. Because so you know, like, I have the razor, but the clip on top of the razor, right? Like, I don't know where it is. I can't find it. So I need to get a new one. And then I was like, you know what? I just go to the barber. So it gives me time to buy a new one. Kali Family Man, welcome. Agent J, Serega. Reza, Ice Cubes Lady, thanks for your message in Discord again. Welcome. Good to have you. Kurtish, Mark, what's up? Martin, Obil, GP, Kanashimi, everyone popping in now from Persia. Oh, Reza. Jeez. People coming from everywhere. MRB, hi Koens. Just to let you know that your Tradingview channel is blocked. Yeah. It's probably, there you go. Sometimes I forget to share it again, basically. But it's open now. It is public. So it's back if you refresh. Hash might be. Yes, we could. Albert and No Choke. Pink, what's up, everyone? I can, of course, not read this name. TP, welcome. Or a machine will do. I'll stick with the barber. Doctor, what's up? Extra fast to not miss the stream. Kanashimi. The Koens effect. Yeah, good stuff, man. Sultan, welcome. Cola, okay. What's up, Cola? Yeah, the thing is, Cola, you know, like, there's multiple people joining the stream with these icons. For me, of course, I can't read it. So they all look similar in a way, so I don't really recognize it. So thanks for your education. Pleasure, Ice Cubes Lady, and good luck with your trip to Europe. enjoy. Alan, welcome. Tutti Engine from Canada. How did you pull the 1.618? From this high here at 100.9 to the low here at 97.3. Which esports? Trackmania for 11 years. Third of the world is the highest I got at the World Championships in 2013. So, and I was the first professional or the first esports player in the Netherlands to have received a top sport status. Now, a top sport status, I suppose, in English, a top sport status in the Netherlands basically means that you are doing a sport generally recognized by NOC-NSF, the National Olympic Committee, on such a high level, usually top 10, top 5 of the world, that you receive a status to get free from school. And in traditional sports, you also get paid and stuff. Now, that didn't exist yet, right? But in order for me to combine my medical study with my esports career, I needed a solution, and through network and getting in touch with people, eventually, with the help of someone else, we managed to get me, as the first esports player, a top sport status in the Netherlands. So I was allowed to take time off my medical study to play events and all of that stuff. So yeah, it was a good time. Trackmania, yep, that's my game. JP, how high will Bitcoin go this cycle? I don't really look for targets of 200 plus yet. You know, we're at 100, and I do have monthly targets, but they reach up to 175 max, and they start at 81. So that's a big range. But look, if we get our wave 5 to the upside on the daily, we will get a lot more information. No? So we'll take it step by step. Was your nickname Koens? Yes, my real name is Koen without the Z. You look amazing anyway. Ooh, cheers. Trading break. Yeah, it's important to have a break. Like, so yesterday, before we jump into the analysis, yesterday I was talking about if you have a period of trading success, it's also important to not like run away with the success, as in like you start to feel maybe that you're only winning and you can't lose, and you take just a little bit extra risk, and you might increase your risk. Instead of 1% per trade, you might up it to 2% because you're doing well, and you know the money is there, it's in your account, you had a couple of winning days and let's go. But that's actually very dangerous, right? This is trading psychology, of course, but we spoke about that yesterday during the stream. Ice Cube's lady having a great start of the year. Myself having a great start of the year as well. I recently shared my, I think yesterday I shared my P&L on Instagram story. And it's been a great start of the year. And therefore today also, for multiple reasons, but today I'm in I have a trade running which has 0.1% risk. First of all, because I'm not confident. Second, I don't want to lose the gains as well. I just want to take it easy, take a step back, wait for very good setups. And the setup I had now is not good, but I just wanted to, just in case, you know. So it's the flat. So if the 1.618 is touched, then you know then I don't care. We're out of the trade. But 0.1% risk, and then I hear people sometimes talking about 5 and 3, and I'm like, holy moly, you know. But yeah. What's up, Mudra Guru? Welcome. From Philadelphia comes Terry, Pennsylvania, United States. Been lurking a couple of months. Really appreciate your channel analysis. Terry, other side of the world, Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Welcome. I love America. I've been there twice, and I had a great time. It's also the place where my wife and I got engaged, by the way. So, yeah, very good. Cheers, Terry. Welcome, and thanks for writing a message after lurking. Zello, I am not a copy trader, so that won't work, I'm afraid. Heath Jack, what's up? How you doing, man? What's up, bro? Guilian Slipstream, nice blue badge. Morning, Roman. Okay, let's start. We're gonna start with the analysis. And we will, again, because it's a live stream, it's a little bit easier. I do like to start on the higher time frame, and then we just run through the whole thing. We'll do it quicker than the last live stream. We'll do it quicker. 4 hour stuff is there. Daily, weekly. Just put it all in there. Up. We just took the high, by the way, right? So just FYI, we just swinged the high. Polyline. Put that there, and then okay. So this is gonna go very quick. I always say that, and then in the end it always takes a while, but it's gonna go very quick. 16 minutes into the stream. Pour myself a little bit of water because I'll probably need it. Very nice. You know, in the Netherlands you can just drink tap water without a problem, but in France you always need the bottles. I mean, you can drink it, it's just different quality. Are you in a short? Yes, but with 0.1% risk because I'm not confident. I just wanted to be like, oh, just in case. So, yeah, I take it very, very easy now. Like, I had an amazing week. I had an amazing 2 weeks. I take it easy. And besides, it wasn't a confident setup as well. So, I'm just really laid back, very chill. Probably this weekend as well. Generally I trade during the weekend as well, but I don't really. I'll come back probably next week again. So take a little step back. Okay, let's start. I'm actually gonna cover the bearish one first. 18 minutes into the stream. Okay, this is gonna go quick in the first couple of scenarios because the weekly and daily everyone knows about them. Weekly time frame, bullish or a bearish scenario is a 1 2 3 4 5 impulse structure where we are looking to finish wave of 5. Right now in wave 5 we need a 5-wave impulse structure. Preferably we still take out the high at least one more time, potentially 2 more times, right? Depending on how many 1-2s we want to count here. But at least once more is what we are looking for. Similar compared to the bullish scenario, but in this case we go up 3 more times, right? 3 pushes. So the price action honestly is actually quite similar in both cases. We look still for upside on a weekly time frame. It's just about what happens next, right? What type of retracement or range is price going to create once it takes out the high? When is it going to create this? Now, of course, once the range forms, right, we will know exactly what the probabilities are. Is it a corrective range or is it an impulsive pullback? Right, and based on that information, we can act. Right, the ranges are relatively easy to analyze most of the time. Right, it's easy to identify impulsive or corrective. Based on that information, we know what's next. And if these ranges are corrective all the time, well, we look for upside, no? Because we need an impulsive move towards the downside, a 5-wave structure in order to get a deeper retracement, no? So basically on the weekly time frame, we are still looking for price to sooner or later take the high. Then here on the daily, also still looking for price to take out the high. Of course, nothing changed here. 1 2 1 2 3 4 5 4 5. Now, honestly, this is a pretty good low for a wave of 4, right? Nothing wrong with that low here on top of the 382. We hit some support as well, point of control of this little range. Time wise, it's between the 1 and the 3 fib time, which is pretty good as well, right? So we can definitely label this move here at the low as the end of the wave 4, looking then for your 5, and in that case, of course, all-time high. Now, of course, the big question then is, are we already going up for all-time high today or this week? We still have the weekend. Now, if it doesn't happen today, it doesn't happen this week. That's pretty much what I think, because the weekend most commonly is a sideways ranging structure on the lower time frames. If price doesn't have the juice today to make anything happen, then it's just going to be a ranging weekend, and that is the retracement that I then spoke about in the morning update. Right, it's basically the question: do you go straight up to all-time highs, or do you still look for a range, or first look for a range / a retracement Personally, I favor more the retracement range type of scenario. This move has of course been quite impulsive to the upside, which is absolutely fine because it's nice to trade, which I've done as well. Will it be as easy as we only go up? Maybe. But I wouldn't mind to look for the resistances to the upside and then a weekend range below the resistance. And then based on the structure, decide what comes next. Now, the flat locally is not invalidated, but we'll get to that yet. Right? So we'll get there. So, yeah. Bullish scenario, higher probabilities, nothing changed on the daily time frame. Bearish scenario is your high in. You look for an impulsive structure down, just decreased in probabilities because price took out the high here. So a multi 1-2 is now invalidated. You could only count this now as a wave 1, 2, and then a 3. Lower probabilities though. And if we do this, then I think, yeah, also from a time perspective, your 2 would be over 6 times the length of your wave 1. So it doesn't really make sense. It was the lowest probability scenario anyway, because of course your 4 is so short compared to your wave 2, as we've covered many times. Yeah, you know, let's not spend any more time on the daily, which then brings us to the 4-hour time frame. Bullish scenario. Now you can see that in this scenario, we have a double zigzag to the downside. So we have a W, X, and a Y. Right? It's a double zigzag ABC, correction ABC, creating a low, and you move up. Now there's 2 different polylines on my chart. The multi 1-2 scenario is your most bullish scenario, where you then look for 1-2, 1-2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, right? Depending on the 1-2s, you will eventually count 4 5s. Personally, more of a fan of a 1-2 and then print another one, and then this is your weekend price action, and then you go up next week like that. If we think about the multi 1-2, that would be my favorite multi 1-2, because the alternative, as explained in the morning update, is 1-2, 1-2, and you're already looking for a 3. It's the end of the week. You know, if we get very impulsive moves, I generally would like to see them in the beginning of the week or maybe around the middle of the week. But once the weekend is approaching, no, I don't know, wave 3 price action. And then, of course, we need a wave 4 and 5. So if we do get a wave 3, then let it be very big. If we do not take all-time high before the weekend, it's very unlikely to happen in the weekend. So, yeah, but in this case, like from an Elliott wave point of view, I mean, look at the volume. Price is moving up, volume at the moment going down as well, right? It starts to be a bit exhausted. It starts to be interesting to look for a range or look for a retracement, which of course does not necessarily mean, oh, I got to go short, because on the daily and the weekly, we're of course looking for price to still move up, unless you have a clear plan, clear strategy, and clear risk. You can attempt to go short at certain moments. But of course, on the higher time frames, the probabilities remain higher for upside. So of course, on the lower time frames, it's interesting to look for scenarios or look for, you know, entries where price moves eventually moves up. Now you have the multi 1-2, then you have the deep 2. That's the pink line, which is a deeper retracement. Now for this to happen, preferably actually you then get your flat, and that would be nice. If price continues to the upside here and tests resistance, right, then the pink line here will decrease a little bit in probabilities, because it becomes a struggle to count a nice 5-wave structure all the way to 105K. The only way to get that done would be something like this. So you have your wave 1, 2, 3, sideways 4, 5, weekend. You finish a 5-wave structure, target area 104.6 to 106.6. After 5 waves, you get a retracement, and then you continue. Now, an extended wave 1 impulse is not very common. So the weekend range will give us probably a lot of information. Yeah, this is an extended wave 1. You do get extended wave 1 impulses more quote-unquote often, because again, probabilities are generally not in favor of an extended 1 impulse, but they do happen more often at reversals. So something to keep in mind. If we then look at the double 1-2 scenario, so that's the green polyline I just shared on the 4-hour time frame. Then here we have a 5-wave structure in 1, 3-wave in 2, look for another 1, 3-wave 2, continuation. Weekend, right? Not too long, so preferably a short move in the weekend, then create a couple of 1-2s, and then you continue next week if thinking about the double 1-2. Now, what is very unusual is that the wave 2 here retraced to the 0.236, which is a rare target for a wave 2, very rare, a 0.236. Generally, the minimum target is the 302. We didn't hit the 302. Now the invalidation is this low. Of course, if we are looking for price to just continue with multi 1-2s, we don't want to change the structure. No, so 97.3K would be your invalidation. Preferably here, you move up, touch the 1.618, just to invalidate the potential of a flat structure here, or at least it significantly lowers the probabilities of a flat. It's not a hard invalidation, it does lower the probabilities. We just missed out on touching it. And then after moving to the upside, hit resistance, and then preferably get your weekend range and your weekend retracement. And if you do move up to 105.2, preferably, then the common target for your wave 2 is here on the chart, 101.3 to 98.9K. Daily naked point of control at 99.8 is very interesting support. So that is the multi 1-2. Now there is another 1-2 that you could think of, which is 1-2-1-2, right? And then you're eventually looking for a 3. The same problem here, however, with your wave 2, quite interesting, is that you take a fib from the low to the high, and then also here, your wave 2, this one, did not hit the 0.382. Again, it's not common for that to happen. The last time I remember that happened was middle of June 2020, was that 4 or 3? 1 second, let me check here. The last time I really remember, that was here. That was on the 15th of June, so 2023. We just, of course, moved into 2025, so I got to think now. But yeah, that is one of the moments where I really remember price hitting the 0.236 and it didn't come back. It actually, well, it came back later, but that was weeks later, right? But the impulse continued. So it is a wave 2 touching the 236. It doesn't happen often. It can happen. Right? It can happen, of course. But it's all probabilities. That's all we can trade. We all trade probabilities. Now, the impulse with a deeper 2 is what you see on the chart. Again, if you hit 103.1, the probabilities go down for this scenario. The most common target for B is the white box. We're currently, as you can see, above the white box, right? And here you want to see a 5-wave impulsive move down. So a 5-wave move down for a flat A, B, and then a wave C. If you hit 103.1, lower probabilities. Preferably here, you change the structure, right? And then continue as well with bearish CVD divergences. And then your weekend price action could be forming here. Right, so it's a little bit of a patience game in a way. Do you hit the 1.618? Yes, no. If no, change the structure. That would be good for a flat. If you do hit the 1.618, likely going to look for resistance here and then a weekend range to start in that area with regards to probabilities, at least looking for a range / a retracement. But this is your deep wave 2 scenario, with then your alternative deep scenario being this, right? 1, 2, 3 sideways 4, 5, finish impulse. Next week, go down, grab liquidity, and then you continue. Okay? At the moment, alternative, because we do not have a finish 3, 4, nor 5. But it is a scenario that's in the back of my mind. Now, with every bullish scenario, there's also a bearish scenario. You can never be biased to only one direction. You always need to consider both directions as an analyst, right? And then you need to make sure that you know the probabilities between the bullish and the bearish scenario. No? Now, what you see here is a unfinished WXY. So the bullish scenario, let me shortly show you for comparison's sake. Bullish, finished WXY. We look for impulsive continuation. Bearish, not finished. W, X, and then we look for a wave Y to the downside. So we extend the correction in time. Interesting. Now price took out the high of wave A, right? So we grabbed that liquidity. So let me remove it from the chart. Hello. Thank you. Now what is important here is if price is going to hit the 0.7, yes or no. Because if price touches the 0.7 at 103.253 on my chart, taken from the start to the end of W, then the probability significantly decrease for wave Y to be a double zigzag, which is a sharp corrective structure. W, X, and then a sharp wave Y to the downside. Which means the probabilities increase to either look for a flat, which would be an absolute mindfuck for the market, right? Because here people think, yo, continuation, all-time high, you might even wick the all-time high here, but then it's wave B of a flat, imagine. And then you move down impulsively, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, people shouting that the bull market is over, and then after wave C, you continue. Yeah, that would be a nice little market maker move. So a flat, that's an expanding flat in your Y, or you have a triangle in your wave Y, right? So you then have your W, flat in X, and then A, B, C, D, E, Y, and you continue. So yeah, in this case, of course, by all means, we start with a bit of a retracement, and then depending on the retracement, we'll know what next. At the moment, we didn't hit the 0.7, right? So a double zigzag still has potential in terms of probabilities if you do move to the downside impulsively, right? So that is your bearish alternative scenario. And then, of course, for that bearish scenario, you need to count this as an impulse. So even if you do move to 105, you need to count an impulse in here, right? Which needs to finish at the high. Because you have a flat A, B, C in X, and C needs to be an impulse, can't be a three-wave structure. So we need to count a 5-waver from 89 to the high, and then comes the retracement, right? So at the moment, of course, it's a little tricky to end a wave C at this particular top here. Trying to count this whole structure as an impulse, you can't count it as a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 really, because 4 is way too big compared to 2, like over 6 times. Doesn't make too much sense. So that is where for your wave C, it would be nice to have this. Extended 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which can either be your bullish 1, potential A for a bigger flat, by the way, A, B, C, but that's only relevant if we, no, it's not yet relevant, A or your C. And then the retracement will let us know more, because after a wave 1, you need a corrective retracement and then go back up, and after a wave C, you want to see an impulsive retracement. Because you're looking for a triangle, which starts with an impulse, because it's a zigzag, that's wave A in a triangle. You're going to look for a bigger zigzag, also starts with an impulse, or a flat. And flat wave A, I mean, can have many forms, but at least you know the bullish and the bearish scenario. We are not just biased to one direction. We can't, right? We have to remain neutral in the market, not be married to the asset. It doesn't matter if price goes all-time high, trades at 150K, or goes down and trades at 70K. As a day trader, you know, shouldn't care. There's another opportunity every day. Bullish, bearish, both scenarios on the chart, be able to calculate the probability. So if we then talk about probabilities, then on a weekly time frame, as explained, the probabilities remain higher to still take out the all-time high at some point. Right, and then we'll take it from there. On the daily time frame, the blue line Not necessarily like follow the blue line, but you know what I mean. Wave 4 correction and still a 5 to the upside, either finished or not, doesn't matter on the daily, because you're still looking for price to move to the upside, right, and take out all-time high. On the 4-hour time frame, the probabilities at the moment are higher here to look for a bit of a retracement. So price is moving up, right? It's grinding. We have volume slowing down as price is moving up, which generally is a bit of a sign that things slow down. We're moving into the weekend as well. The weekend is known for its ranges. So it starts to be interesting to look for a bit of a retracement, look for a range to form, right? The most important level arguably is, where is it? Is this, and then get me that, no, that one, yes, is the 1.618 here at 103.1k. Touch the 1.618, taken from this high to this low, by the way. Touch the 1.618, and the flat ABC has very low probabilities, right? So that's just an important detail. And then likely look for a bit of resistance at 105, right? But as long as you don't hit 103.1, the flat is not invalidated. So you can still get a C down range here during the weekend and then go back up next week. No. But it would still be a retracement. So from an Elliott wave point of view here, with the move to the upside, observing the volume, the 1-2s with the very shallow 2s as well, a bit of a retracement is something that I keep an eye on. And that does not mean bear market next, right? As you can see, I mean, all the polylines here lead to bullish outcomes. Even the red one, which is your wave Y big flat, is still upside. But depending on the range or the retracement, we know what line comes next. Take it step by step. Right? So, yeah. At the moment, though, the question is, do you touch the 1.618? Or do you change structure and take out this low first? And if you do, then, yeah, the probabilities for a flat will increase. Right? But you got to then move below 100.8, which we haven't. So the 1.618 is here, that one. We almost hit it, but we didn't. We gotta hit it. So yeah, so that is currently the probabilities from an Elliott wave point of view, and this is then on the 1 hour. Also, right, looking for a range / a retracement, either starting at 105 or starting already. Either or, depends on if you hit 103, yes or no. If you move up and hit 103, I'm looking at 105.2k. So, and if you move down here, change the structure, then yellow or pink are going to be interesting. So at the moment, I'm not like if we want to see all-time high today. I mean, you need incredible volume to come in, because you want to start a wave 3 now. Or else you're just going to wick all-time high and go back down. You need volume to come in if you move into a 3. If you want to label 1, 2, 1, 2 and go 3. If these are 1, 2s as well. In the morning in gold, I was joking a bit, like imagine all of these here are 1, 2s, which of course is possible. I mean, bottom line, we had bullish CVDs all the way up, never changed market structure. But if all of these are 1, 2s and more 1, 2s here locally, you eventually need a very explosive 3, and if it doesn't happen before the weekend, that's not a multi 1, 2 going on here, and I mean here as well, all 1, 2s, and then these are 1, 2s, So yeah, I'm not really favoring that scenario because of the grind up. All of this has to be part of 1, 2s. These two impulses up need to be 1, 2s. This needs to be a 1, 2, right? This whole thing, another 1, 2, or a single 1, 2, doesn't matter. But so if I do look for a 1, 2, then the highest probability 1, 2 on my chart would be multi 1, 2 would be this. So instead of just straight continuation without any reaction at resistance. So yeah. And that is basically it. Not much happening on the CVD. This is the 3 minute. Zoom out a little bit. A little bit of bull CVD here on the 5. But this is all very local, very young. Prefer a bigger range. So yeah, that is the probability. So weekly, still bullish. Daily, still bullish. 4 hour, looking for basically a bit of sign of weakness and a range and a retracement before all-time high at a later stage. And on the 1 hour, of course, it's then the same. If we do move up on a great amount of volume and we smash through resistance over here, then sure, you know, I'll be happy to see price moving to all-time highs. But no. If you want to know what the levels are on my chart, then here you go. We moved above the daily, so we can forget about that one. We just took out the high. So, of course, this high, right, a little bit of resistance here, wicked above 102.7. And then here you can see this. So this is the stack basically above us, right? So we have a daily naked point of control, 104.2, a weekly at 104.4. Weekly naked point of control, those are always important, 105.2. Daily gap high, 105.3. Daily, 106.1. And a daily naked point of control at 107. It's still a lot of resistance. I generally, I wouldn't expect price to just do this, like a hot knife through butter. You know what I mean? Like I would expect at least a reaction. If we do get a 3-waver, then I'll be joining long, of course. You know, if we get a 3-wave correction, we hit resistance, and we get a corrective structure down, yeah, of course, I'll be looking for price to continue up. But yeah, I'm very aware of what's above us. And first of all, we just took the high, so let's take it step by step. We're at resistance, basically. So, yeah, very nice. I actually wonder, are we also at a fib from all-time high? Where are we? Just past the golden pocket if we take it to the low. 786 in confluence with the box. And if we take the fib to the, let's see, this one here, because then we have potential WXY. The 786 is in the box. We are currently around that golden pocket still. And if we do this, yeah, so we're still around the golden pocket area, and the 786 is in this box, which of course is another little bit of confluence. So yeah, it's not, I would expect at least a bit of a reaction and not just price flying. Right. So here we had resistance on the chart. Remember, we had one daily naked point of control here. And we moved above it. We closed at the high of the target box, because I used to have a box here. We closed at the higher end of the box, and then grind, and then poof, we came back down, retest. So, and then we continue. So, yeah. We. A little bit of CVD on the 15. I mean, look at this market structure. Look at the overlap. Lots of overlap. So unless it's all 1-2s, you have to think about diagonal. Yeah. We can have a look here. Lots of overlap. I do know you can get a potential WXY in a 4 here to end. And then you need possibly, like, if you're impulsive, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So earlier today, I shared the following as a potential impulsive count, group 2. So this is something I had in mind in case we do move up impulsively, but still range at resistance for the weekend. So here you then have your 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 WXY in your 4. Didn't hit the 618 if you finished 3, not at the tippy top, but just before. And then you need to have your 3 and then a 4 and 5. Now, of course, your 3 here is lots of overlap. So it's not great, but... If I would go to an extreme, A, B, C running flat, and then 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4, 5, finish 3, start 4 during the weekend, get 5 early next week, grab liquidity, and then retrace. At least this is, it's just something I didn't even label the folder, but I thought of it. So, but then you need to hit the 1.618, which we haven't still. So... Very nice. Oh, wait. I literally did everything without the light on. There you go. Now you can see me. Now this is the 1 minute, so take it with a grain of salt. We have an 886 touch at the low, but let's just wait. Bearish scenario would be grabbing the liquidity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, A, B, C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, correction, continuation, double 1, 2, invalidation, taking out the high. Which invalidates a double 1, 2, single 1 and 2 invalidation is taking out that high. Yep. That is, of course, a bearish scenario. Bullish scenario is just another corrective structure. Don't really want to go into the very low time frame here. So yeah, let's see if after a crazy week anything happens today. So far, it's been a very, very slow day. Of course, we have a little bit of bullish CVDs locally, but yeah, on the 1 min, there's not too much going on, right? So we'll just wait. I am very interested in the resistance though, so let me get the levels up. So yeah, let's do this. Weekly. I mean, no, that's good enough. Okay. Uh, 18, I think. Okay. It's also interesting, of course, that if the whole world is only looking for up and up and up and up and up, then I do like, but this is personal. This is, we trade what the waves gives us. I trade Elliott waves. I don't trade personal bias. I trade my analysis. But from a psychology point of view, if the closer price gets to the all-time high, the more hype people are going to have, the more Twitter is going to be talking about 200k Bitcoin and the new the whatever color of plans B indicator is going to be green or red or blue or yellow, or I don't know what. I mean, I always think about them like, what if we just drag it down first, grab some liquidity, get some stop losses in, liquidate some accounts, make people fearful, and then we continue happily ever after, and everyone's missing the boat except the ones that actually, know what's going on. So yeah, I do like to think, but that's psychology. That doesn't have to do, it's not an Elliott wave scenario, but I do like to think about it. So, and if you do actually move up and you take out the all-time high at some point, your bearish scenario is going to be a flat. So your WXY double zigzag will be an A. You want to see a B, and then you drag it down with a C. But that it would be very long in time. I'm not really favoring it from a time perspective. It would be fun from an from a psychology perspective. Yeah, grab some liquidity. Also, structures like this, especially people with less experience in the market, the moment price is doing this, look how bullish this looks. It looks insane, no? Guess we can all agree. There's barely any retracement. Very, very shallow. Very shallow retracements. It's difficult if you don't really have a plan, or it's not always easy to get in unless people just buy because they're like, "Ooh, all-time high is coming." But that's also likely the type of people that if it does come down, they're the first to be like, "Oh shit," you know, and then they sell into the hands with a plan. So yeah. This candle, if we do close the daily somewhere up here, then this candle becomes an order block, which is going to be support, by the way. But then you need the candle to close somewhere here, right? So that's just a little bit of extra support. Yeah. Very nice. Okay, let's see what happened here. 1 second. Quick look. Doxa, welcome to Silver, yeah. Welcome to the Silver team. And we'll get you sorted. Probably you filled in the form, so we should be sorting you out very soon. Maybe Jeroen has already done it. I'm not sure. But welcome, man. The Netherlands has great quality tap water. Correct. Mohib, welcome. Good to have you here. 42k little range. WXY is possible till we hit. The WXY is possible till we hit the 786. No, the WXY, a sideways WXY is possible even if you would take all-time high. It's just more common for X to not take the high or the start of W, because then you have to think about flat. So the moment you take all-time high, a flat becomes bearish and bullish is continuation. But a wave X could also take it. But generally, you don't really see it often. Don't really see X often taking the high. But 786, yeah, no problem. Easy for an X. It's even a good target for a sideways combo WXY. The 786 is great. Yeah. Prof. Lockie, what's up? Welcome. Yeah, we have some, what was it? The thingy day will probably be volatile here. 20. 50 minutes. Second wave 1 can't pass 103 because in the wave 3 is shorter than 1. So wave 5. Ooh, on the double 1-2, 15-minute time frame. 1-2-1-2. Second wave 1 can't pass 103. It can. The second wave 1 can be longer than the first. There's no rule that says it's not allowed. It's just more common for a second 1 and a second 2 to be a little bit shorter in time and price. But it's not it's more a guideline. It's not a rule. Structure is always most important, right? It's about structure first and the rest comes second. And then you have the 3 rules. There's only 3 rules in Elliott waves, which is a wave 2 cannot take the origin of wave 1, right? In other words, if you have an impulse and it's labeled as a 1 or an A, right, then your 2 or B is not allowed to take it. Right? In an impulse, so wave 2 is not allowed to take 1, the start of 1. Wave 1 and 4 are not allowed to overlap, and wave 3 can never be the shortest. Those are the only 3 hard rules. The rest is all guidelines. TP. With the Monday Trump. Yeah, that should be interesting. Maybe it's going to be a buy the rumor, sell the news type of moment, or just continue. You know, if you do get a corrective range over the weekend, maybe below 105-ish, or just above, we have some resistance just above this box, right? If you manage to get above and then range correctively during the weekend, retesting the box, then by next week you might actually look for all-time high. And then, of course, you're going to have, Trump caused a new all-time high again. And then we are like, well, we were looking for all-time highs already for ages. Because on the daily and the weekly time frame, the probabilities haven't changed. I remember that when we got this pump here, right? And we moved into all-time highs again. Trump caused all-time high and all that stuff. And then, I don't know, like, people buy here, or what's the thing? Because we were looking for all-time high already the moment all of this was going on. And then, okay, yeah, sure, it's Trump. You know, you just do you. Anyway, fundamental analysis can work, but there's then a few comments that say, look, technicals, they don't work. You see, it needed Trump to break out. Yeah, we did. Fucking W. Volume is going to alts. Yeah, generally, look, if Bitcoin is pumping, then generally money flows back in Bitcoin because it starts to move. But once Bitcoin is ranging, that's where there's outflow to the alts. So Bitcoin makes a big move, then starts ranging sideways, and then the alts will get some volume. We have a new member as well, Carlos. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Silver as well, together with Doxa. Probably filled in the form, so we'll make sure to get you sorted. But welcome to the team, sir. Mr. Carlos makes me think Spanish. I mean, it's a very biased, of course. What is daily naked POC versus daily? A daily is a time frame level. So on the daily time frame, a daily support and resistance level is called a daily on my chart. So, for example, if this candle is closing somewhere here or somewhere here, right? At least if this candle closes green, then this becomes a daily. Why? Right? We had a red candle, next one is green. So this turnaround becomes a support resistance level. Same here, moved up, green, next candle red, daily level. Right? And you can do the same on the weekly, monthly, yearly. I don't tend to do it on the lower time frames. And the daily naked point of control is that the highest amount of volume in this day was traded at 104.2K. But after this day, we never got back to that highest volume traded area. Right? We never returned. So it becomes resistance in this case. Right? So the highest volume traded area of a particular day or week or month, etc. If that level is not touched the next day, or actually right after when the next day starts, it will be marked as a daily naked point of control on my chart. So this is a volume level, these two POCs, those are volume levels, and a daily is just a support and resistance level. And personally, I am a really big fan of the volume levels. I love volume. Do you have a video about how to draw point of controls and MPOCs? Yeah, I have one on my channel in the educational playlist. I think the thumbnail or the title must have something with volume profile, I guess. Crazy Potato, good morning. Versin, welcome. Go down. What are the CVD absorption pivot targets? Every time you take the high, the bullish CVD plays out. So all of the bullish CVDs in this uptrend here, they have all already they're already played out, right? Which is great, of course. The trend is up, bullish CVDs. That's good. All right, so we had bullish CVDs here, bull, even locally, bull here, bull. So, but the moment you then take out the high, the moment you take out the high, the bullish CVDs here play out. If you have bullish CVD, you take out the high, played out. You got to wait for new ones. So because price locally is grinding so slow towards the upside, you do make new highs every time. So those bullish CVDs are all the time playing out. So yeah, you gotta wait for a bit of a range again, which at the moment, yeah, I don't know. It's an incredibly slow day. Like, yeah, we've been grinding and up and up. There's not been a very quick move. Like, we take out the high and then boom, we pump into liquidity. It's been the slowest grind, like snail. Very, very diagonalish. No. But yeah, we gotta wait. Polar Bearman, good morning, man. I come from way back when crypto, and I've seen a ton of them. Not very many in a long time. On the 89K long. I mean, I can imagine. But also, even if you do take the 89K long or just entered a little bit later, it doesn't matter if you exited already. Right? You just look for a new opportunity. Like the long that I had from, what was my entry? My first entry was around 92.4, and then I entered. I kept buying when price moved up. I'm already out of that long. Yeah, like that wasn't. I didn't mean to swing it. You know, I do like to go in and out. I'm someone that does like to just take profits, look for a new opportunity, and I know that one of my strengths is finding new opportunities. So I don't mind being part, you know, of course I can be part of a whole move, but I also don't mind missing out on certain sections because I just wait. I just patiently wait. You know, I don't care if price goes up or down. I just wait for a new opportunity for my plan to come into play. And the moment it does, you bet I'll be going in. All right. So what's that quote from Paul Tudor Jones? He says something about it's not about how much you make, but how much you keep, or it's not about how much you make, or it's about managing what you have, or something like that. Paul Tudor Jones is one of the most famous traders in the world, and he has a quote that's related to that. So, yeah, I just wait for my plan to come, and if it's there, then I go in. All right. So I'll be part of the move. And if my plan is not respected, then I try. Yesterday was a little exception, but I avoid being part of any movements in price, and maybe I'll take a day off or I do other stuff. You know, I have enough to do. I don't need to trade every move. So my personal trading chart does not even have price. It doesn't have price on the side. It doesn't have time at the bottom. It's completely gray. So all my candles are gray. My text is gray. My fibs, everything is very grayed out, I suppose. I don't use price because price is not important to me. I do it, of course, when I stream live and make videos. I need the price, but for me, trading wise, I don't need to know where price is because I don't care if price is at 10K or 200K. I just trade it, and when it gives me an opportunity, I'll be trading the opportunity. But it's unrelated to price. Price can have an impact on someone's emotion. Right? Like if you see prices at 100K, well, imagine you had a chart without price, right? And imagine, right? You're not on crypto Twitter. Who cares? It's at 100K. I don't care. Right? It's just okay. We are 6 digits, but does that mean that I need to be extra bullish, or is 100K a sell sign for me or something? No, I just trade my analysis, and I don't care if it's 100K, 200K, 500K, 10K, 50K. As long as my plan is there, I trade. So and I look for new opportunities. But I do like taking profits. Yesterday, I had a long that I took here, and then before going to bed over here, I closed it because I was like, yeah, I'm going to bed. I want to go to bed, peaceful mind, and then tomorrow's another day. I'll wait for a new opportunity. Also, with the potential of a flat, I was like, I'm good. I made money here. Took out the high, looking for price to move up. It went up, exited, perfect. Profit, good day. So I actually got an Instagram video about it. But yeah, step by step. No need to go into the rabbit hole. We can only wait for the results. On hot. 15:30 almost. New York is opening soon. I just keep an eye. I think we're going to push to the 1.618 by the looks of it here. Local bullish CVDs would play out again. In bull run, there's no reasonable pullback sometimes. True. But of course, these can still be traded. That's absolutely no problem. Can still trade bullish. Are there benefits for gold on YouTube too? You get just a logo and a green name. On YouTube itself, that is. And you can use the emotes that we have. Can you tell us again the tip you told on stream once, where if you count 3, 5, 7 moves, it's likely correct? Yeah. So impulsive numbers, right? So an impulse, of course, is a 5-wave structure, right? So that is 5. Now, if you don't know too much about Elliott waves and you just count the waves, not like, oh, 1, 2, 3, you see price doing this and you're like, okay, up range, whatever, that sort of stuff. Then you can count the structures. So this is a bullish number, is 5 impulse, but then it's +4. And every +4 is an impulsive structure. So 5, if you have a move that's 9 ways, bullish, it's an impulsive move. So it's 5, 9, 13, 17, etc. And then the bearish one starts at 3 + 4. Okay, maybe we're not going to move to the 1.618. Lol. And then the bearish, so you have a 3-wave corrective structure, right? Which is a 3. And then it's 3 + 4. So bearish numbers are 3, 7, 11, 15, etc. Right? Those are bearish numbers. And if you do not know like too much about Elliott waves, then just knowing the bullish numbers and bearish numbers might be able to help you out. You don't necessarily need to count in detail, but you can identify if something is impulsive or corrective. Of course, if impulsive, it would be good to know if it's a C, A, or a 1, or at least know the probabilities of C versus A or 1. But it will help you to identify if something is impulsive or corrective, which can already help you in your trading. New York woke up. I'm from Argentina. Oh, would have been my second guess. Missed out there. Carlos from Argentina, welcome. Thanks for being here. Some alts. I just first want to see, like, do we get the 618, just to know. So we took a little bit of liquidity here at the high and then moved down and took it at the low. Like, what's going on? So now the 886 probabilities, by the way, played out. Remember, 886 touched. So now you took the low. So the 886 probabilities played out because you now took out the low. Let's see, volume increasing. Quite a wick on this candle at the moment. But yeah, this is, of course, a 3-minute time frame. Basically retrace the whole candle. Little liquidity grab. Now, come on then. There we go. 1.618 in reach. 103.1k. That's the level to hit. And then it's going to be about volume. Is this going to be your expected wave 3 all-time highs, or are you going to find resistance, right? Now, we haven't hit it yet. We just swing this high now. But if the 1.618 is touched, then a flat goes out the window. And then the probabilities would be higher to at least be interested in the resistance up here. But again, I mean, we're not there yet. It's just literally wicking lows and highs. Hello, New York. We are online for, again, an hour though. So it is generally, as always, time for me to start moving around the 1 hour mark. Of course, oftentimes live for an hour. And of course, because of the news this week and therefore the volatility on Bitcoin, I've been very Bitcoin focused this week because the action happens on the Bitcoin chart. So it's just important. The scenarios are constantly evolving. So it's just important to keep an eye on what's happening on the chart. Silver is a membership, and then there's updates during the day, short-term updates, and that sort of stuff. So that's what happens in silver. So I'm on the sidelines on the long side. What do you mean? Maybe a band-aid. Dan, welcome. Good to have you here. TP'd early. That's also good, no? Perfectly fine. Close my long at 90 as planned. Now I'm looking for new opportunities. It's good, right? I'm very happy with that trade. And you should be happy with the trade. Right? And then just be patient. Wait for a new opportunity. They will come. They will come. So what's up, Mr. Friends? How are you doing? So I get say only if I subscribe through YouTube. Yes, that's correct. But the membership itself, the content is exactly the same. If we're in 505 in the blue tune, it seems impossible. If you're in 505, then yes. Divine Hood, I'm happy you enjoyed the playlist. It's a pleasure, man. It's a pleasure. I'm glad you find it useful. Time and wave 2s. Between the 382 and the 1-to-1 FIB time compared to 1 is most common. And between, like, you want to end the 2 preferably before the 4 FIB time. So now price here touched the 1.618 on the chart. So that basically invalidates a flat. It just really lowers the probabilities for a flat. So that automatically means that this scenario here, right, looking for A, B, C is basically a scenario I will now delete off my chart because we hit the 1.618. So it's not relevant for me to keep an eye on it. And then the next thing is looking what happens if price can make it. Look what happens at resistance. You need to live trade for us. I'm not a guy that likes to do that. I don't need to live trade in front of people to try and get viewers or that sort of stuff. I'm not really that type of person myself. So no, I happily stay. With regards to YouTube, stay on the sidelines and just trade for myself. Of course, on the internet you have the Moon Boys. They show their positions all the time, but I'm not someone that, like, for me it's private information. So big wick energy. Hello, Elliott Wave Charles. Have a great day. Enjoy the people you are with. What's up, Rudy? How are you doing? Welcome, man. Welcome. So we do have a little bit of action here on the chart, but nice wicks. Yeah, we wicked a little bit of the high, then we wicked the low, and now New York is going to probably show us a little bit of a direction, I suppose. Now again, the weekend is approaching, so if the weekend hits and by that time we are not above this blue box as a bare minimum, then just look for a range to form. Would be quite something if you touch the 1.618. So it doesn't invalidate a flat, but it lowers the probability significantly. It's not common for a B to touch the 1.618. But yeah, I think New York is closed Monday, Martin Luther King Day in the US. Okay. I see. I followed all the steps, trying not to be impatient. Okay, well, we'll get you sorted soon. Cheers, Martin. And thanks for the support as well. It usually goes hard up or down, but later in the day, completely opposite. Not really something I've noticed per se, but yeah. It's New York is, of course, tends to be volatile, so it's important to keep an eye on New York. I would agree. What's up, Samith? How you doing, man? Coming in at the very end, because I do have to go. Because we have an appointment, my wife and I, and we got to go out of Nice. So I got to go because we have to travel. So yeah, we'll see what happens with regards to volatility today, but I will not be on the charts really in the upcoming hours. So we'll see what price wants to do. The yes or the no. Bit of a retracement back down. No. So yeah, it is that time now. Of course, hopefully next week we'll see what price does. But if Bitcoin is more silent, I suppose I can pay more attention to the alts. You said since Bitcoin is not hitting at least 180K by the yes, Albert, because the common target for a 2 is around 50. You can go to the playlist on my YouTube homepage and then go to the macro analysis playlist, and that's where you'll find your answer. What's up, Tim? Ice Cubes Lady. It was a pleasure, everyone. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Have a good day. Trade safe. And then I will see you again at the next one. Now, the weekend is coming up. Generally quiet for me. We're related to content. It's a period where I generally do other stuff. So, yeah, take care. And if anything crazy happens, I might consider popping in. But thanks for being here, and I'll catch you at the next one.